Hello everyone, welcome back to Leetcoding. Today we will be building up the solutions for 3 problems from Leetcode weekly contest. And here we are with the very first problem. Actually, this is the third problem which is asked in the contest, but I will go through this problem first. So there is an array which is given to us, that is a binary array which only consists of elements 0 and 1. We have to return the size of the longest non-empty subarray which contains only ones in the resulting subarray. So we have to delete one element from this, and then we have to return the size of the longest contiguous subarray from the resultant array that only contains one. Here's an example. In this example, we will go for the deletion of this particular 0, the 0 which is present at index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this will be deleted, then the resultant array will look like this. Now in this, the longest subarray which only contains one is of size 5. So that's the answer in this case. Now let us see how to solve this problem. So there is one very obvious case over here. Let us say we have few number of ones, then a 0 in between them, then again some ones, then 0. And again let's say 4 number of ones, then 0. So here we have 3 number of ones, here we have 2 number of ones, and here we have 4 number of ones. Basically there are 3 groups of ones, and if somehow we can know the starting and end point of all of them, so let's say I know the starting and ending of this one, so 0 and 2. And for this one the starting and end is 4 and 5. For this one the starting is 7 and the ending is 10. So once we achieve this, then the next thing is to go for the consecutive such pairs of start and end, and then see whether we can combine them or not. The conditions for by which we can combine them is the second element of the first pair and the first element of the second pair, that is this index and this index. The difference between them should be equals to 2. So if the difference between the consecutive pairs is 2, that means that we can simply combine them, and the answer could be as large as 5 minus 0 in this case. That is the first element of this and the last element of this. So 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is basically 4. So 5 minus 0. So 5 minus 0 could be, this is 5, and the 5 could be one possible answer in this case. Then we have next pair, and in the next pair the difference between this element and this element, these two elements, is again 2. That means that we can go for the combination of them as well, and this is one possible answer. The possible answer in this case is 10 minus 4. So 10 minus 4 is 6. So 6 will be our final answer because 6 is larger among all the possible options. So this is the first thing that we can do, and we will try to code it parallelly. So for storing the starting and the end of each of these group, I am taking a vector of type pair, and start is equals to minus 1 initially, end is equals to minus 1 initially. Then we will traverse from I is equals to 0, I is smaller than nums dot size I plus plus. If nums of I is equals to 1, in this case, if start equals to minus 1, that means we are just starting. This is the start point. Then start is equals to I. In all the other cases, irrespective of s being minus 1 or not, and will always be equals to I. Now when the number at the current index is 0, in this case, if start is not equals to minus 1, then we can push this, push back, v dot push back this pair. So we can push back this start and end. Also s will be minus 1 now, and n will be minus 1. Once we have this, we can run a loop. I is equals to 0, I is smaller than v dot size minus 1 I plus plus. So pair of int comma int, we can simply use auto instead of this. Auto pair 1 is equals to v of I. Auto pair 2 is equals to v of I plus 1. That is the next pair. If the difference between v p2 dot first minus p2 p1 dot second, if this is equals to 2, that means that we can combine these two pairs, we can combine these two groups and maximize our answer. Answer is equals to maximum of answer comma p2 dot second minus p1 dot first. So this could be the answer. Finally, return the answer. Before this, we have to create answer. Initially answer is equals to 0. Let us try to run this for this example. In this example, the answer should be 6. The error is in line number 3. Pair of int nums dot size. So the answer in this case is 6. We have 5 number of ones here and a single one over here, so we can delete this 0 and the answer will be 6. So this is giving us the correct answer, but if we remove this 0 from the end, this will not give us the correct answer, because now it will only consider these two pairs, these two groups of one, this group and this group. It is not going to consider the last group. The reason for that is we are only inserting the group, the pair which represents the group, into our vector only if the current element is 0. So if the last element is 1, we cannot store this group using this code. So for that, we can either handle this outside over here. So we can see that if start is not equals to -1, then we can push the start and end into the vector, or we can simply insert nums dot pushback 0. This will also handle this case. So again we will get 6 as the answer, which is correct. Now we are almost done solving this, but there are a few corner cases that we should handle. Let us say we only have zeros in the given nums. So 0 0. So this is the given nums. In this case, the size of v, it is going to be 0. But there is something that we will observe here. Let me show you what I mean by that. If it is 0, we are getting runtime error. This error is because we are accessing the invalid index of the vector. That is only possible in this. So if v dot size equals to 0, then this thing v dot size -1, that should be equals to -1, and we are initializing I with 0. So 0 is greater than -1. This should not enter this loop. But there is a flaw here. The problem is this v dot size is not an integer. This v dot size is unsigned integer. So the range of unsigned integer is only in the positive spectrum. So as soon as we do -1, this is going to give us a large positive number. For that, I have a demonstration here. Unsigned int x is equals to 0. We can see out x -1. This will not give us -1. This is going to give us a positive number. This is the positive number that we are getting. So this is the flaw, and we have to tackle this. So we will only enter this loop if v dot size is not equals to 0. So that being handled, there's another case that we need to handle. So there could be a case when we have 1 1 1, then 0 0, then 1 1 1 1 1, and then 0 0. So there could be many such groups of 1, but they are all separated by 2 number of zeros or more than 2 number of zeros. So basically we cannot combine them. If we cannot combine them, we will never change our answer from 0. So we are only changing our answer when we can combine these two consecutive pairs. But we should individually handle all these pairs that we can do over here. So answer is equals to maximum of answer comma and minus start plus 1. This is going to handle each of these groups individually. So in this case, it will see it is going to store the answer as 3. Then the answer will become 5 over here. Then it will remain 5. So basically, even if we are not combining them, we should be able to store our answer. Now that being handled, what if we only have 1's in the given nums? In this case, the answer which is calculated using this manner is going to be 4. But it is compulsory to delete at least one element from the array. So that one element could be either of these ones, but in order to get the maximum answer, we will only go for the deletion of this, the first one or the last one. So that will leave our answer as 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3. In this case, we were not much concerned about this because we were only calculating the groups, the size of these groups, and we were returning that as we have several zeros among which we can delete either of these 0, and that will not affect us our maximum group of 1. But what if the maximum group is covering up the entire range of the array? That means the entire array is made up of this maximum group. So we will have to go for the deletion of either of these ones, and that one would obviously be the first or the last one in order to maximize the answer. So the answer in this case will be 1 less than the previous answer. So how will I handle that? Let us see. So in case answer is equals to nums dot size minus 1, because we already inserted 0 initially, which was not included in 1, so we already pushed back a 0, so that's why I'm taking here minus 1. If it is the case, then I have to return answer minus 1, else I have to return answer. Line number 37. I am again doing the same mistake. In the line number 37, it is nums. Okay, now let us try to run this with all the test cases. It is 35240, 35240. So here it is. Wait, 4040. The answer is 2, but here I am returning 1. What is the problem? If answer is equals to nums.size minus 1, then I am returning answer minus 1, else I am returning answer. Maximum of answer comma n minus start plus 1. Start is not equals to minus 1 and it is greater than equals to start. Okay. Let me output all the answers. So 351. I'm only calculating 1 in the third last case. So when I have 111, if s is not equals to minus 1, then push back s. Alright, obviously it is going to give a strong answer because we are maximizing our answer. So we were first making our start and end as -1, then we were calculating it. That is obviously wrong. So now I think it should give us correct answer. The answer is correct. Yes, so it got accepted. The approach is of big O of n. It is only traversing the entire array in a single loop. Then the space complexity would be big O of n as well. Now let us move on to the next question. So if these videos are really helpful to you, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and please leave a thumbs up. And what kind of videos do you want in future? Please let me know in the comment section. The next question is the kth factor of n. We are given two positive integers n and k. A factor of n, we all know what a factor is. So we consider a list of all the factors of n and we sort them, and in this sorted list we have to return the kth factor. It is nothing, we can simply calculate all the factors and then store them in a vector and then return the kth index. So we all know that how to calculate all the factors. So factors are always present in pairs. Let me show you. Let's say the number which we have is 18. So the factors of 18 will be 2 multiplied by 9, this will be 18. Then 3 multiplied by 6, 3 6 are 18. Then 4 is then 5, 6 multiplied by 3, then we have 9 multiplied by 2. Obviously the first one is 1 multiplied by 18. So the factors are 118, 2 9, 3 6. Then they will start repeating. The next one in this list will be 18 into 1. So the factors are always present in pairs. For a number which is a perfect square, let's say 16, the factors are odd. But for all the numbers which are not perfect square, the factors are even because they are always present in pairs. So for this one, the reason for being odd is we have factors 4 multiplied by 4. That 4 will only be counted once, so that's why this 4 will be eliminated, which will lead us to odd number of factors. Now what we are supposed to do is we are only supposed to traverse from I is equals to 1 to I is smaller than equals to under root of the number n. In case of 18, this under root will be 3. Yes, so it will only travel up to 3. In case of 16, it is going to be, wait a second, yeah, in case of 16 it is going to be 4. In case of 18 it is going to be, I think, 5. But even if we go till 5, these are the only possible factors that we are going to get. We will go till 4 in case of 16. So we will go from 1 2 3 and 4. We will not go beyond this. So all the factors will be present within this under root range. So instead of traveling the whole from I is equals to 1, I is smaller than n, we can do under root n. For that I am taking I multiplied by I instead. This should be smaller than equals to n and I plus plus. If n modulus I is equals to 0, that means I is a factor. So there are two factors. V dot push back this I and then V dot push back n divided by I. So these are the two factors. Then simply sort this. Sort V dot begin comma V dot end, and then if V dot size is smaller than k, then return V of k minus 1, else we have to return minus 1 vector of int v. The time complexity is going to be under root of n. The space complexity would also be under root of n, actually less than that. The answer should be 3 in this case. Sorting v dot size is smaller than k, return is more than equals to k. Let me first print the size of v. It is 6. What the hell am I writing over here? It should be greater than equals to k. Let me take this example. It should return me -1. It is giving me 4. So it means that this should be greater than k. We are not handling one condition, and that is of a perfect square. If n divided by I, if it is equals to I, then we should not perform this operation. So if it is not equals to I, then only we should go for this one. So for answer for this one is 7. It is giving us the correct answer. Let us try to submit this. Okay, so this is an under root n loop. We will also contain at max under root n. There's a certain formula. The formula is how to calculate the number of factors of a specific number. Let's say the number is n, and that number n could be represented in the form of x, y, and z. These are primes, and then they have certain powers a, b, and c. So if they can be represented in the form of certain primes, multiple of certain primes, with each of these prime having some power, so the total number of factors of n will be a plus 1 multiplied by b plus 1 multiplied by c plus 1. So this is how we calculate the total number of factors. That is how we can go for the explanation of the space and the time complexity of this particular approach. The another approach could be to run a loop from I is equals to 1 to I is smaller than equals to n, and then keep decrementing this k. Finally, when k will become 0, you have to return your answer. That will be another approach. I will not go for that one. So we will be jumping to the next question. This is a simple question. So we are given a array of unique integers, salary, where salary I is the salary of the ith employee. Return the average salary of the employees excluding the minimum and the maximum salary. So we have to exclude them. Basically, what we can learn from this is to reduce the number of lines of code. So we have min-max element instead of min-max. It should be min-max element. And then we have to do the same thing. This thing. Min-max element. And then it will return us the pair of minimum and maximum element. Min-max element salary dot begin salary dot end. It is returning us the iterators. It is not returning us the value, it is returning us iterators. It is basically returning us the position of that, so we have to dereference it and then print. What is the problem now? Oh, we have to return. Okay, let's say return 5. So yeah, we got the minimum element as 1000, a maximum element here. So these are the two elements that we are getting, and similarly we can do the summations as well. So STL summation C. So we can do accumulate int sum is equals to accumulate salary dot begin salary dot end, and we have to give it a value 0. Then finally we can return this sum minus p1 dot first plus p1 dot second, this whole thing divided by salary dot size minus 2. Are they doing minus 2 here as well? Minimum maximum 2000. Okay, $2,003,500,47. Yeah, it is correct. Now let us submit this. So this is using the standard template library, and I am getting a wrong answer over here. The reason for that is I am taking the summation not as a double but as an integer double, and this should be converted as dot size double and double. Now don't dare giving me errors. Done. Now these are the two functions that we are using from the standard template library, and these two functions are running in big O of n. So the time complexity will be big O of n, but it is taking less number of lines. So it is good sometimes to remember these STL functions as well. Okay, if you like the video and think that this type of content is very useful to you, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up. Also, please comment down below that what kind of videos you want for me to create in future, whether they should be tutorial video or they should be some interview experiences or whatever it could be that is helpful. So this is it for today's solution, and there is one question that is still left, the question number 4, that I was not able to record during the contest, and I will try to do that in future because that is an involving question and I will have to explain quite many approaches to that as well. So if you want me to make a video for that one, please comment down. Thank you.